We're ready. Okay. The Redevelopment Agency meeting of August 21st, 2003 is called to order. This meeting's been properly noticed and posted in compliance with the open meeting law. These proceedings are being video recorded as well, these proceedings are being video recorded as well as presented live on KCLV Cable Channel 2 and are closed captioned for our hearing impaired viewers. Please note some customers of Cox Communication who do not have a cable box may view this meeting on digital channel 89.5. The Redevelopment Agency meeting, as well as all other KCLV programming, may be viewed on the city's website at www.kclv.tv. These proceedings will be rebroadcast on KCLV Cable Channel 2 and the web the Wednesday of the meeting at 8 p.m., also Friday at 4 a.m., Saturday at 7 p.m., Sunday at 7 a.m., and the following Monday at 1 p.m. This building is protected by state-of-the-art fire detection and suppression sprinkler system. If alarms should activate during today's meeting, please evacuate using the exits back of the chambers out to the mezzanine. Proceed out the double doors to the terrace and down the back staircase. For anyone who has difficulty with stairs, please do check with a marshal or a fire official for assistance. Once outside, assemble on the northeast corner across the street from City Hall at Lewis and First Street. Employees wearing safety vests or city marshals will inform you when it's safe to re-enter the building. For public comment related to the items on the agenda, citizen participation and public hearing items, we have available a speaker card which you may complete and submit to the clerk. Cards are available online in the city clerk's office or at the rear of these chambers. If you do not submit a card, it does not prevent you from speaking under public comment, citizen participation, or specified public hearing items. If there's anyone present today who has need for hearing impaired equipment, please come forward and see our city clerk staff. If you parked in the parking garage across the street and did not receive a validation ticket as you entered chambers, please exit to your right and then see the security personnel at the entrance. We will move on to item number 3. Public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters on the agenda for action. The amount of time any single speaker is allowed may be limited. All comments made will be cross-referenced to those specific items. If anyone submitted a speaker card who wishes to speak under this portion of the agenda, please come to the podium and state your name for the record at this time. We will set the time at 1 minute. After that flood of people to the microphone, we will move on to item number 4. The report of declarations of interest in property located in the existing redevelopment area and or redevelopment area 2. Good morning.
Morning, Mayor and Council. For the record, I'm Beverly Bridges, City Clerk. This is the annual disclosure of interest in the redevelopment areas required under NRS 279-454. Any officer or employee of the city involved with the formulation or approval of plans or policies in the redevelopment areas must disclose any direct or indirect financial interest in said properties. This year we have 2 disclosures, one for the redevelopment area and the one for the new redevelopment area 2. The law requires these disclosures be entered into the minutes of the redevelopment agency and the city council, and this item, along with city council item 19 on your morning consent agenda, will satisfy these requirements. No motion is required on this item, and I thank you very much for hearing this report this morning.
Thank you very much. This is a report only and no motion is required. So we will move on to item number 5. RA 25-2013, discussion for possible action regarding a resolution finding the project proposed by the Commercial Visual Improvement Program CVIP agreement between the City of Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency RDA and ProView Series LLC owner located 1808 Fremont Street, APN 13935803002, to be in compliance with and in furtherance of the goals and objectives of the redevelopment plan and authorizing the execution of the CVIP agreement by the RDA. This is in Councilman Coffin's Ward 3. This item is related to the council item, agenda item number 39, R562013. Good morning, Mr. Arndt.
Good morning, Madam Chair Goodman, members of the agency board. For the record, Bill Arndt, Director, Economic and Urban Development. This item is part of our visual improvement program where we help exterior of older commercial buildings and we do a matching grant, dollar for dollar, up to $50,000. This is a project that's being undertaken by Mr. Cameron Foulad. I'd like to invite Mr. Foulad up to the dais. This property is at 1808 Fremont Street, and I think this is a good example of how our incentive program is encouraging private investment on the further outskirts of our downtown, now moving east of Maryland Parkway and actually east of Bruce Street. The owner is investing over $400,000 to improve the property, and about $300,000 of that is going into the exterior, which includes new windows, new doors, new signage, new paint, stonework, repair of stucco and concrete, and on the interior, a full interior remodel. The owner is eligible for a $50,000 grant. The property will continue to be operated as a motel, and staff recommends approval. With that, I'd like to invite Mr. Foulad to say a few words.
Honorable Mayor and Councilman, thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my vision today with you. We believed in downtown since early 1990. I studied downtown Las Vegas, and I found out that Fremont is one of the streets that used to be having shops, busy with shops and banks and stores and restaurants and so forth. Right now, we find boarded up buildings, run down buildings, vacant lots, and hardly anybody in the streets. My vision is that this is going to come back, and it's going to come back to previous stage or even much, much better with the help of downtown project, which are investing in some of the areas such as going from Las Vegas Boulevard east, and so far they are up to 15th Street. My vision is going from Eastern, going toward 15th Street and eventually meet. I have invested in few properties on Fremont, as well as other areas in downtown. This particular property is run down, and it needs new sign, new stucco, as Mr. Beer Arendt mentioned, new windows and roof and many other items. Currently, we are working on a plan for remodeling the inside and outside. The inside going to be compatible to Bellagio furnitures and flooring, countertop, and so forth. It's going to be a boutique motel, which is going to be suitable for older seniors as well as tourists. We're going to have new neon signs along with gazebos, as well as you see in the picture, new railings, which makes the property secure, with cameras, with fountain, with a new swimming pool. All these motels in the area filled up their swimming pool with gravel. We are putting a brand new swimming pool, the same size as any other major hotels, and we may not call it motel. We are calling it a Sterling Garden, with the soft music playing, with benches and fountains, and create a relaxing country atmosphere in the middle of downtown. And that's what we're going to do. And we always appreciate all the help and cooperation that Mr. Beer Arendt and everybody else, including Mr. Councilman Coffin, that has provided us.
Thank you very much. It sounds like a staycation for all of City Council and the city staff. Is there a photo of the current location?
There are some photos. This is a photo of the current.
This is an old one.
The current property. I don't know the date of the photos, but these are some of the photos of what the the property looks
Wow.
like.
And if I might, what is the timeline, assuming
Within
everything's
3 months
approved?
before Christmas, Your Honor.
You will be through?
Yes, Your Honor.
Wow. Okay, any questions, comments from council? Councilman Coffin?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Wow, beautiful.
It's a long time coming. I believe in high school, I knew a girl who was in school at that time. She lived in this motel because her parents owned it. I'll have to check on with you and ask you to show me the property description. It's a post-war motel, but of frankly insignificant architecture. I think, you know, you should go ahead and change to suit your needs, suit your fit. I think that the sign, though, I want to know, is the new sign going to be a representation of the old sign, or is it a refurbishing of the old sign?
We are doing both. We are keeping the sign in order to avoid getting new permit for the new sign. So we are refurbishing the new sign with neons and new features than what we had on the present sign. It's going to be something that's going to make a huge impact in the neighborhood. It's not going to be a sign that you're going to pass by and not notice it. It's going to be very, very noticeable. It's going to be a huge dent in that area.
So are you saying that, let's see, I forget, if we rack up the other picture where it shows the old sign? Okay, so I see what you mean. The encroachment on the right-of-way would require a new permit if we make a change in the sign.
That's correct, Your Honor.
So you're going to pull it back, and
We're going to skin it. We're going to modify the shape.
are you going to leave the encroachment there?
Yes,
It's
Your
okay. I don't think that's a problem.
Yes, Councilman.
Assuming it's not dangerously low, and we had that problem with a couple of signs. Well, Your Honor, I think it's a good thing, and I just want to know, if you're not going to keep the old sign, but rather do a representation, if you will, make sure you save it all, because we want it. If in fact you're going to recreate
We
it.
donated a few signs already to Neon Museum.
Well, we can always use more, you know, so if you feel, or you want to move it elsewhere on the property, because it's a curio. Okay, Your Honor, if no one else has any questions or comments, I'll go ahead and move.
I did ask that, and there was no response, so I'm assuming
All right.
it's yours.
We thank you very much for your investment here. I think that's extremely
Thank you.
important.
Thank you.
First of all.
Thank you.
Your investments, the ones Arnie Stock is guiding down there too, and the ones opposite, this is the third or fourth major investment now east of Bruce, and it means that things are really starting to blossom down there toward the 5 points. So
Our goal is to meet the Bruce, and they're going to meet us.
Yeah, well, it's
Eventually,
okay.
We're going to, yes.
Okay, they're going to come to you then, okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's the way I like to hear it. Thank you very much. Your Honor, I will move for approval of item number 5.
Thank you. There's a motion. Thank you, Councilman. Please vote. And please post. This is very exciting. I can't believe you're going to be moving this fast. And that motion carries. Thank you. Congratulations. We look
Thank you, Your
forward to it.
Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. And we will move on to agenda item 6, RA 26-2013, discussion for possible action regarding a resolution finding the project proposed by the Commercial Visual Improvement Program CVIP agreement between the City of Las Vegas. This is the same. This isn't supposed to be quick start?
It's already 26.
This is
Oh, this is, excuse me, that
Your
was
Honor, this is for a
25. Thank you.
different property.
Right, thank you. Improvement Program CVIP agreement between the City of Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency, RDA, and ProView Series LLC, owner located 1919 Fremont Street, APM 139-35-810-002, to be in compliance with and in furtherance of the goals and objectives of the redevelopment plan, and authorizing the execution of CVIP agreement by the RDA. This is in Councilman Coffin's Ward 3. This item is related to Agenda Council Item 40, R57-2013. Mr. Art.
Thank you. This item also is part of our visual improvement program. This is for a property a little bit farther east on Fremont Street at 1919 Fremont Street. This also is a closed motel. It's been boarded up, as you can see, and has been vacant for a number of years. The owner is investing over $300,000 into the property, $225,000 of which is going to be invested into the exterior to help with new windows, new doors, new signage, new paint, stonework, repair of stucco and concrete, and also a full interior remodel. The applicant is eligible for a $50,000 grant, and this also is a project being undertaken by Mr. Foulad and his company. Staff recommends approval. With that, I'll turn it over to Cameron, and he can kind of walk you through what he's doing with this property.
As you see, it
And if
doesn't
you'll
have a
repeat
gate.
your name, please, just one more time for the record,
I'm
please.
sorry. I'm Cameron Foulad, manager of ProView Series LLC. As you see, there is no gate, is all boarded up, and some of these gets removed at night, and homeless moves in. When we purchased this property, this is the condition when we purchased it, and the first thing we did, we installed wrought iron, 6-foot wrought iron slide with a sliding gate in the front and the back. The back is the alley. We're going to put new roof. As a matter of fact, the estimate that we have right now is going to be over $400,000 for this property, which is going to again consist of pavers, new windows, low energy windows, new HVACs, and section of this, by the way, is a restaurant. So it's a combination of a restaurant in the middle of downtown on Fremont, which we hardly have any restaurant in that area. It's going to be a restaurant combined with a cafe in the morning. Every piece of metal, including the railing, if you see on the second two-story building, the railing and the staircases were stolen. Every item's metal in that building was taken and vandalized. Again, this complements the other motel, which is 1808, is right across the street, and these together are going to create a bigger impact than only one motel that's going to be remodeled in one area. As a matter of fact, we purchased another motel next to 1808, which now we are combining these two to create a bigger motel, and we're going to renovate both of them, and it's going to be close to 70 rooms. Our goal is to attract seniors for daily, weekly, and monthly, as well as tourists. Our rate is very compatible in the area, even though it's totally different level in accommodation. The project, these two going to be completed within 3 months. Before Christmas, both of them going to be open. And it would be our honor to have you come in and do the opening.
Happy to be there, all of us, I'm sure. Wonderful.
We are trying to go from Eastern to Bruce. Our concentration is in that area. And I think by us doing this is going to encourage other motel owners, or if they can afford it, they can get grant, or other investors may purchase these motels and renovate them. Already other motels have approached us to see if they are interested, if we are interested to purchase them and convert them to this. I think if we concentrate in one area and clean up one area, it's going to trigger other area going west, toward Las Vegas Boulevard. This is the new sign. And unfortunately, we don't have the new sign for across the street. It's much nicer than this. This is the new sign that we're going to have for this motel. Again, we don't like to call it motel. We don't like the word motel. We're going to call them inn or a Sterling Garden across the street.
Excuse me if I may, is that a digital signage?
No, Your Honor, it would cost a lot more than what we are investing. We looked into digital, it's over 10 times more. Eventually, maybe we have the capability, we have installed enough power and whatever needs to go digital at a later time.
Okay, well, it was just the question, because it looked very much with the lady
It-
there stay
Your
downtown.
Honor, it does, it does.
But
look
it's not at this
Totally
time.
digital, as if it is.
Because the other question then comes, if I may, is would you be restricting what you're advertising just to your ends, or would you be taking advertising, but it's not relevant at this point, and that would be something at the point that they would go to digital? Are there certain city requirements as to what they can advertise and what they can't?
Thank you, Mayor. There are guidelines for signage as far as on-premise, off-premise advertising. I'm not certain, Cameron, do you already have an existing billboard at this property, or is this?
This
just
is
part of-
existing, Your Honor.
Okay,
You can,
So-
you can go back. The previous sign is here. This is it. This is the new sign. It says Motel, Ariza Motel. This is the old sign. We are reskinning it.
Yes.
And we keep the elevation the same, the size the same, and just put a new skin on it.
it was just, my concern was, at the point it's digital, then are there guidelines for what you can advertise? in this-
Mayor, it looks like it would be on-site signage, so it would be limited to advertising for amenities on premise, so the hotel or motel itself, the restaurant, et cetera.
Okay.
If it's off-site, there's a different set of requirements for that.
Thank you. Sorry, that was just the look. Thank you. Please proceed.
Again, both properties going to be open by Christmas. Along with other property that we purchased is next door to 1808, which is a Sterling Garden. Right now it's called Purple Sage. We're going to change the name and keep that property, combine it with Sterling Garden.
Wonderful. Great. Any questions, comment, council? Anyone? Are you here, Councilman Coffin? There you are,
I'm ready for
relaxing,
you.
watching the show.
Well, you know, this is like one of those, as seen on TV commercials, where you get, you get a slicer, and maybe you'll get two, but wait, there's more. So there will be more after this, Your Honor, so I think let's put a capstone after the third item.
Okay,
From-
well,
So let's go ahead, and I move for approval.
all right,
Item
there's a
6.
motion to approve. Please vote, and please post. Carries unanimously. We'll move on to agenda item number 7, RA 27-2013, discussion for possible action regarding a resolution finding the project proposed by the Commercial Visual Improvement Program, CVIP agreement between the City of Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency, RDA, and Preview Series LLC owner located 2101 Fremont, APNs 139-35, 804-003, and 004, to be in compliance with and the furtherance of the goals and objectives of the redevelopment plan, authorizing the execution of the CVIP agreement by the RDA. Again, this is in Councilman Coffin's Ward 3. Note the item is related to Council Agenda Item 41, R582013. Mr. Art.
Thank you, Your Honor. This item also is part of our VIP program, also an investment by ProView and Mr. Foulad. This is an auto body shop. We're moving yet farther east on Fremont at 2101 Fremont. The front portion will be renovated for use by retail or office. The owner's investing over $200,000 to improve the property, and the auto shop would retain 6 employees, and then there could be created an additional 5 to 10 employees on site. Exterior includes new windows, doors, paint, stonework, stucco work, and interior. The exterior is over $131,000, and as a result, the owner is eligible for a full $50,000 VIP matching grant. We recommend approval. With that, I'll turn it over to Cameron, and he can walk you through his investment on this property.
This is approximately a block away. This one is closer to Eastern, is almost a block away, a block before, west of Eastern. It's a two-story CMU building, which is over 30,000 square feet. Right now, the auto mechanic occupies only 2,000 square feet of over 30,000. Total is 36,000. It's been vacant for many years. It has been boarded up. Inside requires tremendous amount of renovation because of the glitchy, or the slab has been cracked and moved up. Some area almost a foot. It's very rough inside the building. So all the concrete inside has to be removed. We're going to put ADA bathrooms. We have 3 prospective tenants, future tenants. One is local grocery store, which is going to employ between, at 2 shifts, it's going to be over 30 people, minimum. The other possible tenant is gym, which is nonprofit organization, takes care of, the invites and gathers young youth to the gym, away from the hanging around in the street, which they require, they need the entire building. The third possible tenant is structural steel fabricator, which is going to employ over 50 people. And we need all these 3 tenants. Any of these tenants would be perfect for the neighborhood. Clean up the streets, encourage kids to come and exercise. Or the next tenant is grocery store, which we need for newcomers, new people moving to the area. We need grocery store. That would be perfect for that tenant. The other tenant is a structural steel fabricator. With all this building going up, future buildings going up in downtown, definitely we need a local fabricator. The proximate completion of this is March of 2014. We have started the rendering. We have negotiated with all these 3 tenants, and by September 15, we're going to sign a contract with one of these tenants. And renovation will start immediately. Of course, they're going to invest quite a bit of money. Any of these tenants moving, they're going to invest quite a bit of money in their tenant improvements.
Thank you. I love how eclectic all your different designs are. They're wonderful. I didn't, is H. Stephen Jackson local or from out of town?
It's local, Your Honor.
Good.
It's local. All the architects on these projects are local.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you.
Any questions, comment from council?
Madam Mayor,
Oh, yes, please, Councilwoman.
I'm, as the mayor stated, I'm so impressed with the architectural drawings and with all that you're doing here. It's very, very impressive, and I wish you lots of luck in that.
Thank you, Councilor.
And maybe sometime you might take a look at the RDA area in Ward 1.
Would be our pleasure.
I have to push it, but this is fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you,
Really
Councilor.
wonderful, and it also makes us realize how good our architects are, some of whom we didn't even hear about, how very good they are. Good luck.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Councilor.
Councilwoman, if I could interject, we'd be glad to give Cameron a personal tour of investment opportunities in your ward.
You need to do that.
In
And I will
conclusion-
tell you, Councilwoman is very much about, let's make a deal, now.
Would be all right.
Thank you, this is grand. Councilman Coffin.
There may be others, Mayor, because this is the third and last from Kamran today, but I think, you know, this should put the lie to a lot of talk around town, that there's only one investor in downtown Las Vegas, that Mr. Shea or the Downtown Project Group are the only people who are trying to snap up everything and trying to control Las Vegas. You know, we hear this a little too often, and quietly, people like Kamran and his colleagues and others are risking their own money on the future of town where it's less certain, frankly. And East Fremont is less certain than downtown, if you will, in the inner part of downtown. This is a wonderful thing because, you know, it's going to increase the security of the boulevard. That part there is a big thing. You know, we have a lot of drugs and prostitution activity along that east, from say east to 15th, and from 15th on down, and just having new active people living and working there has a lot to do with what happens. And I know that you're good. You've already started work on the projects that we've approved before. And I have no reason to believe these won't all be successful and just be great for our community. You know, there are no bans here. There's no press coverage of your appearance, and yet this is going to make a major impact on the city of Las Vegas. So for that, I'm very, very grateful for you and your colleagues. I just want to say before I move for approval that I would like to think we have some help for Kamran through our PR people. We have, of course, we've got David's shop here, but also we have Festival Warren on contract, and they did a wonderful job helping promote the opening of the White Cross, you know, the reopening, the rebirth of the White Cross drugs, now the White Cross Market. Can we engage them in this project? It's two parts, essentially. The parts that'll be involved in, won't cost you anything, parts involved in, you know, that are going to be completed this year, and then the one following year. Can we do that, Bill?
Absolutely.
All right. Because I think this is an intention getter, and it should wake up, we should wake up the rest of the town and the international investors who are looking to this area for continued growth. One last question of a technical nature here. If you're looking at a fabricator in there, they'll make some noise. So we have to make sure that they're quiet enough and that the noise abatement is sufficient to protect the residents that are back there a ways behind. You know, there are some apartments, there are some other things. We want to make sure we don't intrude on anybody's privacy. Is that all understood?
Yes. This is a CMU building, and fabricators, structural steel fabricators, do not make noise. Other fabricators such as sheet metal and so forth maybe, but structural steel fabricators, their noise, if they make noise, it's very nominal. Also, one thing I like to bring to your attention, we have created a team between the police department, health department, and the fire department. We are a team. We know each other. Our clientele has changed completely in the motel that is operational, 1808. We require 5 IDs. We are not letting just anybody move in because if we have a vacant room. Our vacancies is about 20%, which is higher than anybody else. But we are proud to have those type of clientele that we have. We have cleaned up. Never ever since we took over this motel, police has been called in, or we had an issue with the health department. Health department loves us. Health department is impressed with what we do. When we move in, we throw everything out. We put everything brand new, from the floor to the ceiling, to changing the fixtures, changing the mattresses, changing the bed. Everything is brand new. We don't put carpets down. We put granite countertop in the kitchen, and we put porcelain in the floor. We have changed the pest control. We have a new pest control company that comes in every week. Before, they used to come every 3 months. We find out that is the cheapest investment to keep the place clean versus save money on pest control and then through the beds and bomb or get rid of the bed bugs. Also, when you want to attract new client, different client, you have to provide them with different type of beds and room and everything else, not just clean them. Everything is changed in every room
Excellent.
with our own investment money.
Excellent. I mean, that will, and if you keep it that way, you will do nothing but improve everything around yourselves.
In the beginning, it's very
Beautiful.
difficult. Right now, it's very difficult because it's too much change for the neighborhood, and maybe the neighborhood doesn't support tourists, but eventually it's going to change.
If you
And we
build it,
believe
they
in
will
it.
come. If
We
you build
believe in
it, they'll-
downtown for the last 10, 15 years, and we're not going to change. We
Well,
always
you are
believe in
in keeping
downtown
with
Las
everything
Vegas.
that we dream of and has been envisioned for the past 15 years to bring this city back, and it's simply absolutely grand. So, Councilman,
Your Honor, we have a lot of movers and shakers in the audience today, and they're going to be going to the chamber lunch later, and they're going to be around town influencing their usual friends and business acquaintances, and so we want to make sure that they take note of what happened this morning very quietly, and make sure that they spread the word. With that, Your Honor, I now move for approval of item 7.
thank you very much. There's a motion, please vote. And please post. And I can assure you, if we are invited, we will all be there as you open building after building, and congratulations, unanimously passed.
In
Good luck.
conclusion, I'd like to thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Honorable Councilman. Thank you, Bill Arendt and Shawnee Coleman,
Thank you.
and also Tom Burkhardt.
Excellent. Thank you. Best
Thank you.
of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We will move on to item number 8 now, RA 28-2013, discussion for possible action regarding a resolution finding the project proposed by the Commercial Visual Improvement Program, CVIP agreement between the City of Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency, RDA, and Edmond Town Center LLC owner, and Stacy J. Lee, DBA Stacy Stilettos, tenant and CVIP participant, located at 931 West Owens Boulevard, number 150, to be in compliance with and in furtherance of the goals and objectives of the redevelopment plan, and authorizing the execution of the CVIP agreement by the RDA. This is in Councilman Barlow's Ward 5. Note this item is related to the council agenda item 42R 592013. Mr. Art.
Thank you, Your Honor. Bill Arndt, Economic and Urban Development. This is also part of our visual improvement program, and important note here is our VIP program is eligible not only for properties in the core downtown, but also out in some of the commercial neighborhoods surrounding downtown. This is a good example of that. With me today is Stacy Lee, who is owner and proprietor of Stacy Stilettos, who's opening a retail store at Edmond Town Center. The business owner is putting in significant money into the interior, and for the exterior, there's new signage needed, and our program matches dollar for dollar up to a cap of $50,000. Because this is relatively new space, there's not a lot of new investment on the exterior, as you can see, but there is a new sign needed, and because of that, Ms. Lee and her business is eligible for a $2,500 visual improvement program grant. She will be having 3.5 full-time jobs at the store. We thank Ms. Lee for her investment in our redevelopment area, and we recommend approval. I'll invite Ms. Lee to explain the business and remind her that you are on television, so invite all your customers and future customers to your store.
And you will be repeated and repeated and repeated. And so, good morning, and please do state your name for the clerk.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Stacy Lee, owner of Stacy Stilettos, a women's shoe boutique, and we also offer handbags and accessories. And we recently opened June the 28th, so with all the overwhelming cost of opening, we're looking for help with the signage.
Great sign. Councilwoman?
I just wanted to ask, do you sell women's shoes besides stilettos?
Yes, we do. Excuse me. Yes, we do. We sell low heels, wedges, flats, and
Oh.
stilettos.
Now, in addition, to help you along, since this goes on and on and on, do you sell men's shoes at all?
We're looking to, we've had an overwhelming request for men's shoes, so we're looking to venture out into that as well.
And what age grouping? Do you serve young people, children?
I would say juniors and up,
Okay, great.
yes.
It's exciting. Anybody, any other questions? Are you guys ready for some stilettos?
Yes.
Nothing. I got
I
nothing out
just
of
need to know,
that.
Mayor, do you have sizes that will fit Councilman Barlow's feet in his stilettos? That's what
Our
I want to know.
sizes, our sizes go from 5.5 to 11.
There you
I
go,
submit this,
bingo.
Mayor, the day I see Councilman Barlow wear stilettos will be the day I put a pair on as well.
Wait a minute, Halloween's coming. Be careful.
You
know,
must be
he's our
careful because you also,
voter. You be
Councilman,
careful.
I was just gonna say, you gotta be careful of that because I'll put on some stilettos in my suit on the same day you wear that skirt to council.
All right, guys. Okay, wonderful. This is really exciting. Councilman Barlow.
I'm sorry, it's called a kilt, man. It's called a kilt.
All right.
His sexy, I would like to see him in some tiger stripes pumps in his kilt. He has such sexy legs. Move for approval, Mayor. Move for
Okay,
approval.
there's a motion.
Good luck to you.
And please vote and please
Mayor,
post.
do you have some Pepto-Bismol?
It's early yet, and we're going to go through this again on the agenda item, so be prepared. And please post. Did we all do it?
Is it?
Motion unanimously carries. Good luck to you.
Thank you
We'll
all.
be in. Thank you.
Have a good day.
And we will move on to agenda item number 9, RA 292013, discussion for possible action regarding a resolution finding the project proposed by the Commercial Visual Improvement Program, CVIP agreement between the City of Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency, RDA, and the T-LVCR LLC owner, and Arelna LLC tenant CVIP participant, located at 18 Fremont Street, to be in compliance with and in furtherance of the goals and objectives of the redevelopment plan, and authorizing the execution of the CVIP agreement by the RDA. This is in Ward 5, Councilman Barlow's ward, and note this item is related to the council agenda item 43, R-60-2013.
Thank you, Your Honor. Bill Arndt, Economic and Urban Development. This is our final item and also a visual improvement program agreement. This is for a souvenir shop inside the Las Vegas Club. The owner is making significant interior and exterior renovations, including removing the existing brick and mortar facade and replacing it with an integrated glass and HVAC system to open up the ground floor and retail area to the casino area fronting on Fremont Street. 5 full-time jobs will be housed inside the business. The store is approximately 2,000 square feet. The total costs are $240,000. And because the exterior exceeds $50,000, the business is eligible for a $50,000 matching grant. Staff recommends approval. With me this morning is Mike Andre, representing the business. I'd like to invite Mr. Andre to explain the nature of the business inside and what the improvements are going to be.
Good morning. It's Mike St. Andre, just in case. So basically, what our intention is to take out a niche of the Las Vegas Club, carve out 2,000 square feet, change the facade to a more open atmosphere, sliding doors, an operable system, and signage, which will allow what the gentleman presented was 6 jobs. We're thinking more that we're going to get 12 employees out of the whole project. So we're kind of in conjunction right now, working with Slatzilla down there to open up possibly at the same time. So this is a good improvement. We're actually going to probably get maybe 18 people employed.
Wonderful. Any questions, comments? Okay, Councilman Barlow.
Yes, move for approval.
There's a motion. Please vote. And please post. Bless you. Thank you. Motion carries. Good
Thank
luck
you.
to you.
Thank you.
That's it?
Yep.
You're in. Done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, agenda item 10, citizen participation. Public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters within the jurisdiction of the redevelopment agency. No subject may be acted upon by the redevelopment agency unless that subject's on the agenda and scheduled for action. If you wish to be heard, please come to the podium, give your name for the record. The amount of discussion on any single subject, as well as the amount of time any single speaker is allowed, may be limited. Anyone wishing to speak under this portion of the agenda, please come forward. Again, an overwhelming throng. Hearing none, seeing none, we will now move on to item number 11. Agency member recognition. Comments made by individual agency members during this portion of the agenda will not be acted upon by the agency unless that subject's on the agenda and scheduled for action. Is there any member of the redevelopment agency who wishes to speak under this portion of the agenda?
Yes, Mayor.
Please.
I would just like to thank my colleague, Councilman Coffin, for this beautiful shirt that he purchased for me, and I told him that I would wear it today, so I just wanted to just show it off today.
Is that a Hawaiian shirt?
No, actually, Councilman, what type of shirt? What is it called?
It's a guayabera. He's wearing a representation of a Mexican guayabera. So it is
A
something that...
Mexican
Mexican
Guayabera?
guayabera.
guayabella.
You know, Mexican Independence Day is next month, too, and I told Ricky a little while ago, I said, I'll bring shirts for everybody if they want to wear them.
But I do have a question for the city attorney. This looks pretty expensive, so I want to know if I have to abstain or declare in any way.
I
Well,
think you
before
just
you
did
ask him
that.
for an opinion, you make
Okay,
sure
thank
that he doesn't enter the public purpose doctrine or get into the deep dive
good
in the
point.
books.
Good
Well,
point.
I'm very concerned that
'Cause I-
he now is obligated to you, so
Well,
that
that's-
when there's an issue that comes up, which he might have a conflict.
Well, I tell you what, I only wore it once or twice.
Oh, okay. So it's a rethread. That's great. Okay. Thank you. And you
How's
look
that?
I'm not allowed to say you look handsome, but you look very nice in your brand-new used shirt. Thank you very much. Oh, okay. And if you don't get it, this is a very collegial group. There's no infighting here. Moving along to agenda item 11. Agency member, we did that.
Yes.
So we now are 20 minutes past the 9 o'clock. So we will move right along. Does anybody, do we need, we have to have 5 minutes so that our city clerk can bring us up to speed technologically. See, technology isn't everything, it's people. Thank you. 5 minutes.